Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Rabianov Yassin Zahira with student ID number 2105086015. I am from the English department, Class A 2021. In this video, I am going to explain three main aspects of poetry, which include physical, acoustic, and lexical aspects. However, my explanation will only focus on one aspect that I emphasize, which is the acoustic aspect. Before that, I would like to inform all of you that the poem I will be analyzing is entitled Rondel of Merciless Beauty by Geoffrey Chaucer. Let's find out the basics before getting into the main explanation. So, I would like to explain the author's biography first. As we already know, the author of this poem is Geoffrey Chaucer. If all of you want to see his photo, I will display it on the screen. Geoffrey Chaucer was born in the 1340s in London, United Kingdom, and died on October 25th, 1400 in London, United Kingdom. He was generally considered to be the first major English poet and the greatest English poet of the medieval period. He is best known for the Canterbury Tales, but was also a master of lyric forms such as the Rondel and Ballad. At a time when French and Latin were preferred by the upper crust in England, Chaucer has been called the father of English literature and has been credited with helping to legitimize the English vernacular for literary purposes. On the other hand, he was also the first writer to have been buried in the Poets' Corner of Westminster Abbey. As we already know, because I have mentioned before, one of his poems is Rondel of Merciless Beauty. This is a medieval poem that uses the tone of straightforward, loving, and intense. A straightforward tone means going straight to the point, clearly, and firmly. A loving tone is feeling or showing love. And the last one is an intense tone is the quality of a person's voice possessing or displaying a distinctive feature to a hidden degree. Okay, everyone, let's just get into the explanation. The first thing I want to cover a little bit is the physical aspect. The meaning of the physical aspect is the things that can be seen from the poem. The physical aspect that I want to explain is the theme that we can see. So, this poem is dedicated by Geoffrey to the love of his life, whom he admires but calls her merciless beauty because she has probably abandoned him. He found his life too shaken and his heart completely broken after she left him. He is still fond of her eyes, which he believes attacked and captured his heart. He was so moved by them that he used the phrase, "Your two great eyes will slay me suddenly." It also shows that he is anticipating her to come back into his life and mend his broken heart and heal his wound. He is in deep love with her voice, which he cannot listen to because she is not near him anymore. It seems a word from his love would bring him back to life. His lover's eyes had such an impact that it felt like a quick and very sharp wound left in his heart. This implies that the poet was awestruck and bound by the beauty of her mesmerizing eyes. Okay, so that's the physical aspect of the poem Rondel of Merciless Beauty. Okay, next we move to the second aspect, namely the acoustics, which I will explain in depth. The acoustic aspect is the sound pattern that can be heard, such as meter, rhyme, and also repetition pattern. The first thing I want to explain is meter. So, meter describes the rhythm or pattern of beats in a line of poetry. Rhythm is a combination of the number of beats and the arrangement of stressed and unstressed syllables in each line. The stressed syllable is the part of a word that you say with greater emphasis than the other syllables. And it is denoted by the sign like this. While the unstressed syllable is a part of a word that you say with less emphasis than the stressed syllable, and it is denoted by the sign like this. There are many examples of meter in rhythm. The first one is iambic. Iambic is one stressed syllable followed by an unstressed syllable. The second is trocade. Trocade is one unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. The third is anapaest. So it is two unstressed syllables followed by one strong stressed syllable. The next one is dactyl. So dactyl is one strong stressed syllable followed by two unstressed syllables. The fifth is spondy. Spondy is two hard stressed in successive syllables. And the last one is peric. So it is two relatively unstressed syllables between two regular feet. On the other hand, there are also terms that refer to the number of feet used, such as monometer is 1 foot, dimeter is 2 feet. 3 meter is 3 feet. Tetrameter is 4 feet. Pentameter is 5 feet. Hexameter is 6 feet. Heptameter is 7 feet. And octameter is 8 feet. This poem belongs to the iambic pentameter type. How did it happen? Okay, keep watching the video. So, most of the patterns used are iambic, which in one line consists of unstressed followed by stressed syllables. Because the unstressed and stressed patterns consist of 5 feet, they are called pentameters. So that's why we can say that this poem used iambic pentameters. Let's take a look of the poem Rondel of Merciless Beauty behind me. The first sentence in the first line, the rhythm is like this. Your two great eyes will slay me suddenly. It consists of unstressed followed by stressed syllables. It is the same with the second and third sentence in the first line. But the last sentence in the first line is an anapestic type in which the two unstressed syllables are followed by the stressed syllables. An example in the word heal, the injury. Heal and the include unstressed. Then injury begins with stressed syllable. So it can be said that it belongs to the type of anapest. The second and third lines remain the same as the first line using the iambic pentameter type. The only difference being the last sentence on the first line. Next, I will explain the rhyme used in this poem. So, in the first line, using the A, B, B, A rhyme. Why? Because the first and last sentences, like suddenly and injury, have the same pronunciation at the end of the sentence, while second sentence has the same pronunciation as the third sentence, like serene and keen. We continue to the second line. This uses the B-A-B-A rhyme. The first and third sentence has the same pronunciation at the end of the sentence, such as clean and serene. Meanwhile, the second and last sentences also have the same pronunciation as suddenly and faithfully. The last one is the third line that uses B, B, A, B, B rhyme. This is slightly different from the previous two lines because the pattern is quite unique, isn't it? For example, the first and second sentences have the same pronunciation at the end, such as queen and sin. But in the third line, the last word is suddenly, which is it just stands alone without being accompanied by another sentence. Then the fourth and fifth sentences have the same pronunciation like serene and keen. In addition, there is a repeating pattern in the three stanzas. However, this repetition pattern is done to make the idea clearer, like the phrase, "Your two great eyes will slay me suddenly," which is repeated until the last stanza. It aims to show the reader that the author really wants his idea to be conveyed clearly, that he is in awe of the woman he loves to the point where it can slay him suddenly. Okay, so that's my explanation of the acoustic aspect that includes meter, rhyme, and repetition pattern in the poem Rondel of Merciless Beauty. Rondel of Merciless Beauty by Geoffrey Chaucer. Your two great eyes will slay me suddenly. Their beauty shakes me, who was once serene. Straight to my heart the wound is quick and keen. Only your word will heal the injury to my hurt heart, while yet the wound is clean. Your two great eyes will slay me suddenly. Their beauty shakes me, who was once serene. Upon my word, I tell you faithfully, through life and after death, you are my queen. For with my death, the whole truth shall be seen. Your two great eyes will slay me suddenly. Their beauty shakes me, who is once serene. Straight to my heart, the wound is quick and keen. Okay, we come to the last aspect that I will explain, namely the lexical aspect. So, the lexical aspect is things related to figurative language. Figurative language is a way of expressing oneself that doesn't use a word's strict or realistic meaning. There are 16 figurative languages. Of the 16 figurative languages, only 5 are included in this sample poem. 5 of them are alliteration, personification, imagery, metaphor, and hyperbole. The first is alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of an initial consonant sound in words that are near each other. For example, the sentence, "Your two great eyes will slay me suddenly," repeated until the last stanza. The second is personification, which means the practice of attaching human traits and characteristics to inanimate objects, phenomena, and animals. Abstract nouns and concepts such as nature, pride, and love are personified in this poem. Merciless Beauty goes to show that relationships with beautiful women can cause pain and should be avoided. Pride and love are personified in order to add cruelty to them. A force cannot be consciously cruel because it lacks a mind, but a human being can. Pride is described as restricting kindness by holding your mercy on a chain, while love is said to hold a prison. Both actions involve bondage and keeping something from being free, a generally cruel action. By personifying the concepts of love and pride, Chaucer stresses how dangerous and evil they can be. And the third is imagery. Imagery is a vivid and vibrant form of description that appeals to readers' senses and imagination. The next one is metaphor, which is a comparison between two things that states one thing is another to help explain an idea or show hidden similarities, as in the ninth line, like comparing life and death. The last one is hyperbole. So, hyperbole is a literary device wherein the author uses specific words and phrases that exaggerate and overemphasize the basic crux of the statement in order to produce a grander, more noticeable effect. Chaucer uses hyperbole when he states that your two great eyes will slay me suddenly, as well as being an example of personification, eyes cannot kill. This line exaggerates the woman's beauty. By saying that her eyes kill him, the speaker implies that the woman is overwhelmingly beautiful, her eyes. Literally speaking, one's beauty cannot make another person die. The hyperbole is used to emphasize just how breathtakingly attractive this woman is. The exaggeration also emphasizes her callousness, as it promotes the idea that she is also cruel through her looks. Okay, that's my explanation about the lexical aspects. Alright, everyone. So, those are the three aspects of the poem Rondel of Merciless Beauty by Geoffrey Chaucer. We must remember that these three aspects are essential to support the success of a poem, which is the poem must be able to clearly see the theme, sound beautiful when reading it, and have a lexical aspect that can also support the poem to make it perfect. Okay, everyone, I think that's enough for my explanation here. I apologize previously if there were many mistakes during my explanation because generally humans are never free from mistakes, right? Also, thank you very much to everyone who has paid attention and listened to my explanation until the end. I hope you find this video useful and insightful. Have a nice day, everyone. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Are you all my personal dreams?